hope you're doing well. Welcome back to another video. I am in a 5-star drought. I haven't had one in like over 26 books now. The last one was at the beginning of May, so over a month now, which doesn't seem like that long of a time, but if you've had a big amount of books in between them, it does sound long. Also, I've only had 6 5-stars of the year and I've read 75 books now, so that ratio is really bad. I've had some that have been close, but nothing really this year has had that like edge and, you know, really has like fully engulfed me. So I'm on a mission to try and find another 5-star, and I'm not going to stop reading until I do. The first book that I'm going to pick up is Razorblade Tears by S.A. Cosby. This is a like revenge thriller. It's still June when I'm filming this part. I don't know how long it's going to take, but I'm only reading books by or about queer people in the month of June, and this is following the two like dads who were ex-cons of these two husbands that were murdered, and both fathers did not really accept their sons when they were alive, and like not really like each other. One's black and one's white, and they are told that their sons were murdered, and they sort of look into their past like connections to try and find out like what really went down to get revenge for their murdered sons. And it's about like redemption and a ferocious portrait of grief for those loved and lost, and for mistakes that can never truly be undone. So yeah, I think it's going to be hard hitting, but I think it's going to also be quite like a fast pace. I haven't read a thriller in a while, like physically, so I'm excited for this. And yeah, it'd be good if this can like end the drought, but we'll see. That'll be not long video, but anyway, let's start reading this. I'm super excited. So I'm on page 72 of Razorblade Tears. I think it's fine. It's not giving 5-star vibes, but it might become that depending on how the story develops. But yeah, there's not really else much to tell you what I haven't told you about the synopsis. Just these two dads are trying to like avenge their sons, and also thinking back on like their past with their sons in a way, and like sort of like it's pining of what they could have done differently in some sense, and how they didn't really like act well. So yeah, I think it's fine. The writing isn't really that good, to be honest. It's quite like plain. It's also a little bit tell not show, and some things are just sort of like it's just not that subtle, but I do think it's quite good about telling how like the racial inequality in terms of like sentences, and what it's like to still live in a black body in America, specifically like Southern America, Virginia, and the things that you have to do like more of to like show yourself, and like police brutality, and like more like stop and search. So about sort of like hate crimes and like the place of LGBT people still in America. But yeah, I'm enjoying it, but I'm not loving it. But I'm going out today and I want to bring this big book because I never really read hardbacks when I'm out because I don't really want to. I have got other 2 books on the go, but one I'm listening audibly and I'm like annotating it, so I don't want to bring that, and the other one's like quite thick and heavy. And I haven't yet read a horror this month because I'm trying to read queer books from all the different genres. So I thought I'd pick up Camp Damascus by Chuck Tingle. I think this is hopefully going to be quite a quick fast-paced read. I don't fully know what it's about, but it's basically sort of like a summer camp where it's they're trying to like get rid of your sexuality. I can't remember the word, like conversion, that's it. But there's like a horror element to it. So yeah, that's like what it says. I don't know if it's sort of like more like an allegory about the demons, like killed like the demons, and that's sort of like the meaning of like people that are gay, like they have the demons in them, or there is actual like demons. So I'm not sure, but I'm gonna start that and see how I get on. Hey, I just got in. I am boiling. I have to like lay on the bed because the light looks really bad otherwise. But anyway, I left my book I left my book downstairs, so I don't actually come and have it. But I am really enjoying it. I think I'm on like page 70 something, a bit similar to the other one. But I shall update you tomorrow and tell you what it's actually about, because I'm just really, really hot and I just need some water and a fan and relaxation. See you soon. Hello, I went out again. Had a really crap day, so that's fun. But I'm on to page 196, so I read about 100 pages today, which is good going. Still enjoying it very much so. I'm not really in the mood to talk about it at the moment. I've got a massive migraine, maybe losing me a little bit in like the way I thought it was gonna go, but still here for it. And yeah, hopefully I can actually tell you what it's about tomorrow, but let's see if I do. See that. So what is this about? We're following Rose, yeah, and she lives in a town of Netherton, and she's 20, but she's in her like senior year of high school, because she's a member of the Kingdom of the Pine, which is like a sort of like a Christian sect, I guess, and they take 2 years in between different time periods to do certain like training and learning more about the church and stuff. In this town near, like in the wilderness a little bit nearby, in Montana, is Camp Damascus, and this is a ex-gay like conversion therapy camp basically, and they have 100% success rate, and the town's sort of like repertoire and like people sort of like depend on the camp in some sense, and the fact that it has such like prestigious like ratings and the success rates. But she is starting to have like strange feelings, and when she does like think about things a bit too much and stuff, she begins to see this like demonic creature, and she also starts like spitting flies from her mouth, and it's all very like eerie, and it's very, very like interesting, and like it makes you want to read on because you're like sort of like in her mind, and she's starting to like understand that she may be like a lesbian woman, and when she explores these parts, she's like forced to like deal with this demon basically, and it's sort of like her trying to unravel things, or like sort of like maybe what happened in the like the past, and sort of like what's going on and how it's all linked to this camp and stuff. So yeah, I don't really want to say anything else because I feel like it's spoilers, and I really like at the moment recommend this book. It was definitely on target for a 5-star. It may still do become one, don't know why I feel like that, but it just feels like some parts are maybe a little bit messy, or a little bit like long-winded in some sense of what he's trying to actually say, and to some sense, but it is really, really interesting, and I feel like because it's not, you know, obviously trying to be like literary or anything, I do sort of have to take it at like face value, and just like what is it trying to do and like be as the book it is, and it is very like good for that so far. Don't know why I keep saying stuff weirdly. I don't know what's going on with me today. I've just filmed a video and I was like all over the place, but anyway, but yeah, enjoying this. I really want to get back to it actually, but I thought I'd go back to Razorblade Tears because obviously I did start this first, and I wanted to make a big chunk. I think I've read maybe like 15 pages today, and it's already 7 p.m, so that's not, you know, the best exchange. But also, I forgot to say earlier, the names of the two dads, one's called Ike and the other is Buddy Lee.
And I don't want to be rude, but that name just really irritates me. Buddy Lee. And like the fact that it's like that the whole way through, like it's not shortened or anything. I think Ike's like real name is Isaac. And And just something about that name just annoys me. Buddy Lee. It just like it's long and there's 2 words for it, and it just sort of like you feel like it fills up quite a bit of the page.
And it's still, the writing isn't like that good. Like it's a little bit basic. And there was this bit I read that I was just had to stop and be just like, oh, I'm sorry, what? I'm sorry, what? It's on page 74. It is not a spoiler anyway, but Buddy Lee leaned against the sink. His chest was as tight as virgin pussy. I'm sorry, what? Why did you make that comparison? Ill. Respectfully ill. But yeah, it's them banding together to try and find out why their sons were murdered and by whom, and to get revenge. I'm in it for that part, but also I just guess it's a little bit like you had to wait for your sons to be murdered for you to take an interest in their lives in some sense. And I'm like, that's not really that good. And it's just, when you already know this about these 2 characters you're following, that they weren't supportive of their children's lives, and as a parent you bring this child into like existence to love and support them through thick and thin, whatever like they do with their lives, you know, within reason. Like they didn't ask for this life in a way. I know like you like should be thankful, but at the same time you sort of made them and you're the reason they're here, so you should be like there for your children. And the fact that they wasn't, and now afterwards they're trying to like right their wrongs in some sense, like I understand it and I get their like passion and like why they want to do it, but because you know it's about them already, it sort of like puts up a barrier of like feeling that much empathy for these people that, you know, did this to their son's lives for so many years. I think they were 27 when they were murdered, and a lot of like they wasn't there for. They was in prison, but also afterwards as well. It's just a bit, I don't know how to feel about it really. If I can get to, what page am I on? Page 80. If I can get to page 200, then I'll go back to that one. Is that a good compromise? You don't really care, but let's do that. I wasn't gonna do an update yet, but there's just some of the names in this book are just wild. Buddy Lee's ex-wife, Derek's mum. Oh yeah, Derek is the Buddy Lee's son, and Isaiah, I think Isah, is Ike's son, and Christine, the wife. Why am I going all around the house? Anyway, her full name is Christine Perkins Jenkins Culpepper. Okay, and her new husband Gerald Culpepper, as you do. And a little bit earlier, I'm only on page 94. Like, this book is taking a while because like it's just not written well, and I don't want to be mean, but like it's just not. And then also we're getting sort of perspectives from Grayson. I mean, like you get his perspective not that far in, and I know it doesn't really say it on the thing, but he's sort of like a gang leadery person, and is somewhat involved in the murder, I'm guessing, but like his sort of like crew, and there's someone called Dome, sorry, Gremlin, Too Much. His nickname is apparently, and I quote, "They called him Too Much because all the girls said he had too much dick for a guy who was just a frog's hair over 5 feet tall." There's also Keeper, Cheddar, and yeah, I think that's all the ones at the moment. It's just not well written, if I'm being honest, and I do kind of feel bad. it's just very like it needs editing. It needs, you know, oomph to it. It's just a bit like I've just written stuff down and here you go. But yeah, and I just don't care for the characters. I really don't. I kind of want to DNF it, but I don't want to because I paid quite a lot for this book. And it wasn't in the best conditions because I thought I was going to love the story. But yeah. It's just the names. I'm like, what are these names? I'm sorry. Buddy Lee. Every single time it's written down Buddy Lee, I'm just like, I just like want to roll my eyes. I know I feel so bad for saying that. But it's just a very irritating name. Anyway, I think I might get to the end of the chapter. Go back to Camp Damascus. Possibly just put this on hold. We shall see. I didn't want to do an update yet. And like the lighting's really bad. And whatever. Literally straight after. I really this book is making me feel all type of ways and all of them bad. Like it's just there's like it's not funny at all because like it's actually really horrible and it's just making me just despise these characters and just like want to just like throw this book away. But so he's talking with Christine and he's sort of like she's very rude still. You wouldn't understand. A man in Gerald's position can't be seen coddling a stepson who engages in perverse activities. Buddy speaking. Oh, I understand you kicked our son out of your house right before the I understand that son was living on the street, bouncing from house to house because you cared more about being the wife of some stuck-up rich first family of Virginia arsehole than being a mother to your child. Blah blah blah. Then she responds, "Don't you stand there and get sanctimonious with me, William Lee Jenkins." Just call him Will or Billy or Bill. Like, I don't want all this Buddy Lee all the time. I'm sorry, no. It's like his name is William. Just call him that, you know. Anyway, you think you were Father of the Year? Our son dedicated himself to an immoral lifestyle, an abhorrent, sacrilegious life that neither my husband nor I could abide in our homes. I'm sorry, bitch. I'm sorry, fucking asshole bitch. You're at your fucking son's grave and you're still saying he lived an immoral lifestyle and an abhorrent, sacrilegious life. I'm sorry? Hun? You are at his literal grave and you are spouting that fucking shit into the world. Nah, that is literally like, that actually makes me feel physically sick, someone saying something like that. Like, I'm sorry, but bitch. Like, I never swear on here, but what a fucking bitch. What an absolute fucking bitch. Yes, I made him leave, but I never punched him in the face. I never slapped him to the ground. If you were so concerned about him, why didn't you take him in? Oh, that's right, you were behind bars drinking toilet wine. I hate it. I really don't like this book. I'm so upset. Yeah, I think... do I want... I mean, I think there's kind of an argument. But at the same time, like, learning all that, I'm like... No, honestly. Not for me, love. Not for me. These people, I don't like them. My hair is horrible, I know, but... Oh, why does this book have to be shit? I was so excited for it. And, like... I swear this is the one that Katie Colson recommended and really liked, and I love her recommendations. Sis, this ain't it. I mean, maybe it gets better, but like, it's just... I don't know. I keep talking so much longer. This video is going to be like just waffle. Oh, gosh. Christine. So instead of the queer shame and you know, homophobia that I've been reading in the previous books, today is Pride. So I'm going out today to it, and this is my outfit. I know I'm in the toilet, it looks really bad, but I've got this Keith Haring hat and like, remember the pink? I've got this like top, it's like really long but I've tucked it in. It says it's never too late. I've got this Levi's like Pride jacket. Can I? No, I can't really show you, but I'll show you after maybe. Just like jeans and pink shoes. So let's go do that. I have been really like not liking like busy places and like crowds and things like that, so it might not be the best, and if I get a bit too funny, because I've been getting very like anxious recently, I will just like maybe leave, but let's just see how it goes anyway, so let's do that. It's a little bit in your face, but it was £10 for Levi's, and I was like, I love it, it's so cute, so yeah.
How you feeling, young man? You feeling good? Oh, you look beautiful.
Pride was fun, but I'm knackered. Hopefully I like put some clips in, which hopefully you enjoyed. But my video always weird, but I am going to eat and then possibly read some more later. I'll update you if I do, but we shall see. Hello, good morning. As you can see, I cut my hair. I really don't like it. But I don't know. Anyway, I'm about like 83% through. It's currently the 2nd of July. I wanted to finish it like before the month, but I didn't. It's gotten better, I'll tell you that. So I just finished a razor blade tears. It got better, and I was intrigued, and I was here for it, and I wanted to, you know, follow on and see where like the revenge mission was going. And right at the end, I actually did get a little bit, you know, glossy-eyed. I didn't actually cry though. And yeah, I think on the whole, it was decent. And it did pay off. Would I recommend it? Maybe. I think for star rating, I'm probably going to give it just a solid 3. It is quite middle of the road. It had some good parts, but also some like very, very, very frustrating parts. That rating might change, I don't know yet, but yeah. So not a 5, not really anywhere close. but I did like some of the things it was trying to say and like tell you and get the reader to like respond with, about like being black in America, especially like in southern places, and also being gay and other queer people, and how they're still viewed and like discriminated against, and how it's sort of like an everyday thing, and also like the lack of change and like the power of, you know, just accepting your children and who they are, and like just showing unconditional love, because that's what you're supposed to do. So yeah, so I thought it was fine, but I am now gonna go back onto Camp Damascus. I'm really enjoying this. I don't think it's gonna be a 5, but I'm still gonna, you know, obviously continue, and it might, you know, pack a punch right in the end. Also, like, she is said to be autistic in it, which is like good rep, but it's not really explained or explored all that much, so there's a little bit like a half-baked idea in some sense. I feel like it could be a bit more, you know, talked about. But anywho, let's get back to this, and I shall see you for the update then. Hey, so I tried to read a bit more of this. I am still interested in it. It's just, I don't know, my brain isn't really working at the moment. And then I saw that my library loan for the audiobook of 14 days expires in like 2 days. So I thought I'd start reading this. I only read like 12 pages or something before going to sleep. I'm really enjoying this. It's actually like, it's really like interesting, and I love like the concept. It's about these people that are in a like an apartment block in New York during the like lockdown, during COVID times, and I think they all sort of like tell each other like stories on the rooftop, and it's just sort of like very like present of that time period, and I'm really excited to continue this, but I was trying to like do some stuff in my room, so I thought I'd put an audiobook on. So I put on the one of Wonka, which is like a novelization of the film, which I think was based on like a show or something. I've watched the film twice. I really enjoyed it, with Timothy Chalamet and Matthew Bateman, but he isn't like the main character in it, but I just love horrible histories and a ghost, and his character in it. Anyway, beside the point, I was listening to that, but it's basically exactly the same as the film. I've already seen the film twice, so I didn't really need to continue, so I DNF'd that. I think I got to maybe about 40%, because it's only about 4 hours, and I listened to like nearly 2, so there's a little reading update for that. I DNF'd it, and I wasn't probably going to give it a 5-star anyway, but this possible, but also this possible. Let's see how we go on. Morning. So yesterday I didn't really do anything, well, reading. I did a lot of like sorting in my room, like not where you can see, like just in the other corner, like compressed it a lot, got rid of quite a lot of clothing, and that just like took up like nearly the whole day. I was just getting really stressed and stuff, and like just, yeah, anyways, my loan for 14 days expires at midnight tonight. I think the audiobook is like nearly 14 hours. I've listened to like 20-30 minutes, I think, and it's currently coming up to 1 p.m, and I also need to go out and vote, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to get it read, but obviously I do have the physical copy, so it's not like that end of the end of the world. I tried to look up like when I can next reserve it, and it says it's like not until September the 6th, so yeah. Obviously I don't have to read it now. I can just stop because I've only started it, but that is a possible 5-star, and I do want one, so I think I'm going to continue. I'm going to see what I can get read / listened to now, and then just see how the day goes, basically. So let's do that. So I've been reading and listening to 14 Days, absolutely loving it, but I'll tell you a little bit more about it after, because now I need to go and vote, and I will take you there I don't know, maybe. Let's go do that. All done and dusted. I voted for Liberal Democrats, if anyone cares. I think Labour will probably win, because they usually always do in my constituency. And that has been the same with my ward, like changing what one it's in. But I wanted Liberal Dems to win because I like more their policies, and they have been growing in the past few ones, so it's possible. And yeah, let's just hopefully the Tories go out anyway. Did I read any more of this before my loan expired? No, I did not. I only read 2 hours of the audiobook, which is really annoying because I did have time yesterday, but I did some gardening stuff. Obviously I went out and voted, so it's in my eye, but I want to film this now. And what else did I do? Not really that much. Oh yeah, I did loads of sorting out. I just discredited that. More clothing, got rid of some more stuff. But yeah, I don't know what to do now, because I do want to read it still, but I'm only a little bit in, and I did really like the audiobook. So I finally finished Camp Damascus. I feel like it just took me so long to get through. I don't know how many days it took, but just, I don't know. Anywho, I enjoyed this. I did feel like I was getting a little bit even more confusing right at the end. It was quite confusing through some of it, but then things get revealed to you, which I did quite like. And the ending was just maybe a little bit rushed, or it seemed like it was building up to quite a lot, and then you're sort of okay, now what? Which I get, and I don't mind sort of ambiguous endings sometimes, but it would have been nice to maybe have seen a proper, more of a meaty ending. But on the whole, did enjoy, would recommend. Quite creepy and eerie, and I did sort of like the talk about religion and its impact on queer people, and who is really the right and wrong. Is it just queer people existing, or is it people using religion as a way of putting them down and converting people and stuff like that? So I did kind of like the sort of other meanings to what these demons were. And yeah, I thought it was quite clever. I am intrigued to read his new book that's coming out. I think it's called Bury Your Gaze, but I do know that he has written quite a few other sort of little smut romancy sort of horror-y weird looking books, which I'm not really interested because I hate reading smut. So I might check out his new one, but probably not his backlist. But anyway, that was that. I think for star rating I'm going to settle about a 4, so not a 5-star. But I don't know what to read now. Obviously I do have 14 days, and I have some other ones that I've started, but I don't really feel like reading them. I want to read something a bit more light-hearted, a bit more fun. I shall think and let you know, okay? So let's just see. Hey, so I went out today and I've started a new book, The Moustache by Emmanuel Carrère, translated from French by Lani Goodman. I really need to go to the toilet, and I'm just a bit headachy and tired and stuff. So I'll talk to you what it's about tomorrow. But I just thought I would do a tiny little update now. So I look really ill, don't I? Anyway, see ya. Hello everybody. So it's actually really late in the day now, even though it's still light, but it's been raining literally the whole day. But I haven't done any reading. Oh gosh, I haven't done any reading. I haven't done really doing that much. Just been on the computer and the phone talking with Amazon in the UK and Canada, and also my bank, because I think someone used my account to buy subscription services, and it's been going on for a couple months now, which I didn't know about because just my brain just hasn't been braining. I haven't been on top of all the things I need to be on top of. But anyway, contacted them, and that's it. It was on the phone literally for so long, and just going through all of them and having all these different case numbers and stuff. Just stressful. But I mean, there's literally nothing else I can do now. I just have to wait for like up to 21 days for like the fraud department to get back to me about, you know, what's happened, and see if I can get the money back, because I mean, I need it back, but whatever. The Moustache by Emmanuel Carrere. I got to page 90 yesterday, so nearly 50%. It's basically following this man, like, he has not been named, and one like morning he decides to shave off his moustache, and then his wife like comes home, Agnes, and she's just like, okay, let's go. She doesn't recognize anything, and they go to sort of like see like their friends, like a dinner sort of thing, and they don't know anything about the moustache going missing and things, and it's basically following him, and he thinks that Agnes has sort of like roped everyone into like in this like practical joke to like not like say anything about it, and she like, it's only a little bit into the book really that she sort of like says how like, you've never had a moustache, like what are you talking about? And he's like, well, I've had it like since like I started like growing my beard, and like it goes on, like he thinks she's mad and she thinks he's mad, and it's like, what is actually going on? It's sort of like descended into like madness, and like, yeah, it's intriguing and interesting. I do want to continue and like understand like what actually is going on here. I think it's probably him that's the bad one, because people at his work and stuff also haven't like said anything, but I don't know. Like it's quite like repetitive, quite a lot of like what's going on, because like he's just like thinking like, oh, did she do that, and like, did she do this, and like, how did it work out, like dum, bum, 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 bum. And it's just like, okay, like could have been cut it down a little bit, but yeah, it's all right. Like it's not amazing, but it's definitely not a 5-star. And literally on page 2, he's saying about like, should he cut his hair short, and she's like, very short, how disgusting, Agnes invariably protested. Besides, with your moustache and leather jacket, you'd look like a fag. I'm just like, page 2. Homophobia on page 2. No, thank you very much. Just put a bad taste in my mouth, you know. And also another little bit after, where they're like looking at the newspaper, and she's like, read out like this like same guy that's been putting like an ad in it like for the past few weeks, and they're sort of laughing out about it because it's a man that's sort of like requesting like the services, or sort of like getting to know another man. He's like, it's quite specific what he wants, and I guess it's sort of a little bit like, okay, but at the same time they're also like laughing about it, which is just a bit yeah. Anywho, I'll see what to read now, and give you an update then. Howdy. I finished the moustache just now, and what the fuck was that ending? I'm like a little bit unsettled, and I'm very like weird with like sort of the thing that was in the ending, but yeah, this was very strange. As I was saying before, we're sort of like following him as he descends into possible madness, or like who is mad, and sort of like paranoia, and like, is there a conspiracy, and how like he sort of like wants to get away from life, not like himself, but like life as he knows it, and this sort of like uncertainty, and sort of like going about just thinking like, what am I gonna like do next, sort of thing. And I'm like, hun, I get you, like it's sort of like a little bit like, I kind of want to do what you do, because I'm sort of feeling the same, but at the same time, no. But yeah, it does get like quite repetitive, because he's constantly going over like, oh, is it this, or is it that, is it like, how does that work, don't all these like things. But like, you are sort of getting the sense of that, like he's sort of constantly going over it in his own mind, because like we don't know what's really happening. But yeah, it's like a little bit, well, the ending isn't really ambiguous, but like what is going on is ambiguous, which is a bit I don't know. I think for star rating, I may give this like a 3.25. I would recommend it, sort of, but it wasn't, you know, amazing. And I don't know, it was just a little bit like not the most pleasant reading experience, but at the same time it was quite entertaining, or at least like it pulled you forward. So yeah, I don't know what to do now, because I saw yesterday that my loan for Caledonian Road expires in like 8 days time, and that book is 600 pages. It's like 23 hours to audiobook, and I wanted to listen and read at the same time. And the next time I can get it out is like the 20 something of September. So what I'm thinking is of putting this video on like a hiatus, reading that, and like doing a whole reading vlog, because that's what I was planning to do for that book anyway. And then coming back to this to try and find a 5-star, and then hopefully, you know, continue with 14 days. I may do that. If so, this is the end of the video, and I hope you enjoyed it, and I shall be seeing you very soon. But if not, then there'll be more clips. So yeah, see you, possibly, I don't know, bye for now.